Every time I took a pain medication and fell asleep and woke back up, they had to retell me again, and I was basically being told for the first time over and over and over again. Hi, Scene TV. My name is Alyssa and my daughter's name is Camberleigh, and this is our story. She was 13 days away from turning 2. Even though she couldn't talk yet, she spoke with everything else that she did. She was just this spitfire. The day of the crash, I remember waking up to her wanting breakfast. She woke up early that day. We had to go take her to my mom's house, and we were all gonna go trick-or-treating. We're getting in the car, and I'm getting her in her car seat, give her her binky and her blanket, and my fiance starts driving. And I'm not really paying attention to what we're doing or what's going on. I'm on my phone, like, going through the music. We've been driving for about 20 minutes, and Salem goes, "Oh, and I look up and there's traffic. I'm like, you know what? It's fine. Cammy didn't get a nap today anyway, and this will give her time to take a nap before she shows up at her nanny's house." I look back at her. She's definitely on her way to sleep. Her eyes are very heavy and slow, and she's just very comfy. I turn back around and I start to go to the next song, and black.
She's a nice day. Oh, you can tell me to slow down. He never slows down.
The next thing I remember is my eyes are open, but I can't see anything. And I'm being told by a nurse my daughter was gone. I'm so sorry, but she's gone. I just remember like not being able to breathe and out again because I had a brain injury. My family had to tell me every 4 hours what had happened. Every time I took a pain medication and fell asleep and woke back up, they had to retell me. I was basically being told for the first time over and over and over again. In the early days after the crash, I don't remember much. I remember there was a lot of people who were visiting and trying to be there for me, but I wasn't there, really. Every time I woke up, it was like I had to relive that over and over again. I had to come to the conclusion that my daughter was gone. I would just lay there and cry and hope that I would hear a coo, a pitter-patter of her feet, that this would all just be a dream, that it wasn't real, and that she would still hear. When you lose your child, it's like astonishing that could happen. You know, you grow up and you have this like idea of what your life is going to end up being like. And no, it usually isn't right, but you definitely don't think that you're gonna lose a child. That couldn't happen, not to me, not to my family. I'm careful. That actually angered me a lot in the very beginning when people would say that you'll get past this. You don't get past the loss of your child. Life moves on even when it shouldn't. It may be easier to tell the story. It may be easier to talk about them, but it is never easier after losing a child, especially when you bring more babies after them into the world. I have her little sister now, and the same way that I prayed and wished that she would stay safe for Cam, I do the same for her. The person who did this didn't get anything. He was speeding. He was also not paying attention, as he put it, and he was tailgating. If you were to kill anybody, you have to have some sort of repercussion other than losing your vehicle. So the petition that I have is to reopen her case. I've been working with my state legislative to come up with Cammy's law, which will be a hands-free law. Since 2020, there was 770 deaths according to the KSP database in Kentucky, with inattentive driving as being the factor. 70 of those deaths happened in Louisville, and one of those deaths is my daughter, Camberleigh. It is an unnoticed statistic, and I refuse to let her continue to be that. Maybe I wouldn't be fighting if I had a choice, but I don't have a choice. I have to tell her little sister something. I have to be able to tell her that what happened was an injustice, and we don't let things slide. We don't let things like this just go. It's not okay, and it's never gonna be okay. We are seeing, are you?